It had been a few months since Miss Frizzle and her old class had dealt with Adrian Woodfield in Silent Hill. It was around December, and Arnold along with Phoebe were going to celebrate Christmas. Sure, Phoebe celebrated Hanukkah because Arnold celebrates it with his family, but he also celebrates Christmas with Phoebe and her family, since they were both married. They have been busy as police officers, doing their best to keep everyone safe. Arnold was on his laptop while Phoebe was decorating the Christmas tree. He had helped her along with the decorations inside and out. However, Phoebe was decorating the tree with Arnold's help. However, Phoebe wanted to do most of the work, despite Arnold offering to help. Since they got married, they lived on a farm about 15 minutes from the city of Walkerville, and they didn't mind being out in the countryside. In fact, that is where their horses in the stable were. "There, the tree is finished," Phoebe said, admiring the tree. "You sure did a great job, Phoebe. I like the ornaments, lights, and the garland you put up," Arnold replied, hugging Phoebe from behind. "Christmas is in 2 days. I meant to get this tree up earlier, but due to late night shifts as police officers, things have been busy," Phoebe said, kissing Arnold's cheek. "Yeah, things will hopefully be quiet for the holidays," Arnold answered, as he and Phoebe both headed for the kitchen. "I have invited our friends from school and Miss Frizzle as well for our Christmas party here," Phoebe stated as she was washing her hands. "They're staying overnight, are they?" Arnold asked. "Yeah, I'm at my old school. We always had Christmas parties," Phoebe stated. Then her phone rang and she dried her hands and picked up the phone herself. "Hello?" Phoebe asked on their phone. "Hello, Phoebe, it's me, Janet," Janet said on the phone. She was Arnold's cousin and was a big pain in the ass for her and her friends. Arnold can understand that, but she is family as well. "Hey Janet, Merry Christmas," Phoebe replied. "So what's up?" "I just wanted to wish you and Arnold a Merry Christmas. I am spending Christmas with my family out of town this year. I've sent you and Arnold your Christmas presents in the mail. I hope you get them soon," Janet explained on the phone. Phoebe had her phone on speaker, so Arnold could hear as well. "We'll keep our eyes out on the mailbox, Janet. Merry Christmas," Arnold said. Then Phoebe hung up. "A lot of late night shifts at work, but it was worth it," Phoebe replied. Then she heard a knock at her door. When she got out to the front door and looked through, it was her and Arnold's friends from school. So she opened the door and greeted them. "Merry Christmas, Phoebe and Arnold," everyone said. "Merry Christmas to you too. Come on in, gang," Phoebe replied, letting everyone inside her and Arnold's house. Once their friends were inside the house, they all headed for the living room where the Christmas tree was. They put their presents since they had brought with them under the tree, as Phoebe and Arnold both joined their friends after shutting and locking the door. "Thanks for inviting us to this Christmas party, Arnold," Ralphie said, having a sip of soda that Phoebe gave him, as well as the rest of their friends. "No problem, Ralphie. It's nice for us to get together for the holidays," Phoebe replied. "Thanks, the snacks are great. You two both did great," Wanda started, as she was having a handful of trail mix that was on the coffee table in the tray where the rest of the snacks are. "What's for dinner?" Tim asked. "I'm ordering us pizza, 1 pepperoni, 1 cheese, and 1 meat lover's pizza," Arnold answered. "Those sound great," Carlos stated. "Sounds really good," Dorothy Anna also added. As Arnold placed the order for the pizza to be delivered at their farm, Phoebe put on a Christmas movie for everyone to watch. While watching the movie and eating snacks, Arnold was at the barn checking on the horses, and Phoebe waited for at least a half an hour before the pizza delivery man arrived. But it was when she opened the door, Miss Frizzle was with Liz with pizza boxes. "Miss Frizzle, surprised to see you and Liz here. You picked up my order?" Phoebe questioned. "Yes, I did, Phoebe. Surprised I'm here," Miss Frizzle said, as Phoebe led her inside the house with the pizza she had and Arnold ordered. When Miss Frizzle walked inside the house with pizza in hand, she headed for the dining room when Arnold walked in the house from the barn. He was surprised to see Miss Frizzle with their pizza. "Miss Frizzle, what are you doing here?" Arnold questioned in surprise. "I saw the pizza guy and paid for your pizza, and since it's Christmas, I want to see my favorite class from all those years," Miss Frizzle explained, as she, Phoebe, and Arnold walked into the dining room with pizza. Once Miss Frizzle entered the dining room and placed a pizza on the table, she headed for the living room to see the rest of her old class, and they soon turned their attention to her. "Miss Frizzle, you're here!" Tim exclaimed, as he and the rest of his friends noticed that their teacher from years ago walked in. "Merry Christmas, class! Hope you don't mind me crashing the Christmas party," Miss Frizzle stated, as everyone laughed. "You're just in time, Miss Frizzle. We are just about to have pizza," Ralphie said. "I paid for the pizza. It's in the dining room," Miss Frizzle replied, as everyone headed to the dining room to get some pizza. Phoebe and Arnold also got alcoholic drinks, since everyone were as adults, so it was safe to drink. While having some alcoholic drinks and pizza along with snacks, Wanda had a crazy idea in her head. She wasn't sure what it was she was thinking about, but it sounded like she was thinking of old times from when she was in Miss Frizzle's class years ago. "I love beer," Carlos stated. "Glad you enjoy it," Arnold replied. "Thanks for the pizza, Miss Frizzle," Dorothy Ann said. "You're welcome, D.A., Miss Frizzle replied, having a bite of her pizza. "Has everyone written letters to Santa?" Wanda questioned. "Yeah, we all have," Keisha answered. "We may still be kids at heart, but we still believe in Santa," Arnold stated. "I know this may sound crazy, but I want to take a field trip to see Santa Claus," Wanda exclaimed. "Oh, Wanda, why didn't I think we should do that? And I'd say let's head to the bus. After we're finished eating, of course," Miss Frizzle exclaimed, as she was liking Wanda's idea. After everyone had finished their beers and pizza, they all headed outside of Phoebe and Arnold's farmhouse. They were outside of the farmhouse and everyone got on the school bus, including Miss Frizzle. As everyone was inside the bus, they were all wondering on how they could get to the North Pole to see Santa. "How can we get to the North Pole? Can we, fly there or something?" Ralphie questioned. "I know just what to do," Miss Frizzle excitedly said, as she pressed a few buttons. The magic school bus transformed into an airplane and took off from Arnold and Phoebe's farm, while the bus with Miss Frizzle and her gang were looking out the windows, seeing everything was covered in snow. "How far is the North Pole?" Tim asked. "Not far, class. With this bus, we'll be there in no time," Miss Frizzle explained, as she stepped on the gas, making the bus fly faster to the North Pole. As if they were in the North Pole, everyone kept their eyes out for Santa's workshop. "Santa's workshop is around here somewhere," Tim stated. "At my old school, we wrote letters to Santa and mailed them to him," Phoebe added. "Are those polar bears and penguins?" Keisha asked as she pointed at the animals from the bus window. "That they are, Keisha," Wanda answered. "So this is where Santa lives? Isn't it blurry today?" Carlos laughed at his pun, while all of his friends stared at him. "Carlos!" they all shouted. "I see Santa's workshop up ahead. This must be where Santa and his elves work," Miss Frizzle said, stopping the plain bus in front of Santa's workshop. "Look, a deer!" Ralphie exclaimed, pointing at the deer with the elf leading inside the stables. "Ralphie, that's a reindeer," Dorothy Ann replied. "That's right. Santa's reindeer has the ability to fly, to which it helps pull Santa's sleigh. Hey," Arnold added, as Miss Frizzle landed the magic school bus in front of Santa's workshop. Once everyone exited out of the bus, the doors to Santa's workshop opened. This amazed everyone, as they all had letters for Santa in hand. They all headed inside, looking around to see how huge Santa's workshop was. Everywhere that Miss Frizzle and her old class looked, there were toys, elves, and many other things to look at. "Look at the toys. They're all ready for every boy and girl in the world," Wanda said in amazement. "Where can we find Santa?" Carlos asked. "Yeah, where can we find him?" Ralphie questioned. "This place is huge." "If we see an elf, they may know where he is," Miss Frizzle stated, as she and her old class walked inside Santa's workshop. While wandering around Santa's workshop, they went into a room that was huge. It was known as the factory room, where the elves make toys, books, and many other stuff for everyone for Christmas. "Maybe one of the elves can help us," Phoebe said, as she tapped on the head elf's shoulder, startling him a bit when he turned around and saw Phoebe. "Oh, geez, you gave me quite a scare," the head elf said. "I'm sorry, Mr. Elf. We came here to the North Pole to see Santa," Phoebe explained. "Well, that's okay. I'm sure there's no harm in—" The head elf stopped talking when he put his glasses back on. He saw Miss Frizzle with her old class. Wait a minute. You're Miss Frizzle, and the teacher who drives the magic school bus. That's right. These are my old students from my class years ago, Miss Frizzle explained. These are Arnold, Phoebe, Wanda, Ralphie, Tim, Keisha, Dorothy Ann, and Carlos, and Liz, my lizard, Miss Frizzle introduced the head elf to her class. I have heard about you guys and your wacky adventures that are called field trips. I am sure Miss Frizzle taught you well, the head elf stated. She sure did, Keisha replied. Will you be able to take us to see Santa? Arnold asked. We have letters we want to give to him. We thought of bringing them in person, Wanda added. Of course you can. Let me take you on a tour of Santa's workshop. There's so much for you all to see. Seeing Santa last is the best part, the head elf stated. What do you think, Phoebe? Arnold asked his wife. A tour of Santa's workshop? That sounds like fun, Phoebe answered her husband's question. Then the tour we shall go on, Miss Frizzle exclaimed. The head elves showed more of the factory area to Miss Frizzle and her old students. They saw elves working hard on making toys, books, game consoles, etc. They were busy elves, so they also went to the reindeer stables to meet all of Santa's reindeer, even Rudolph as well. They all continued on their tour, and they spotted toys and stuff wherever they looked. As they had come to a large door that says Santa's office, they all headed inside to see Santa Claus, working on his list to see who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus? The head elf asked. Yes, head elf, Santa asked, taking his attention from the list to his head elf. I have brought guests that want to see you. They also have letters to give to you, the head elf stated. Why, ho, ho, ho! I welcome visitors from all over the world. What brings you all here? Santa questioned. If you recognize me, Santa, I run the magic school bus, and so I took my old students to your workshop, Miss Frizzle stated. I know you are. You're Valerie Frizzle from Walkerville Elementary. I remember you now, Santa exclaimed. That's right, and these are my old students from long ago. We have come here to deliver letters to you, and we've been good all year long, Miss Frizzle explained. Then her old class handed their letters to Santa, and one by one they read them. You must be Officer Arnold Parlstein. You and Phoebe must be doing a great job keeping the world safe, Santa said, taking his attention to Arnold. Yep, with my wife by my side, we could take on anything, Arnold exclaimed happily. You have asked for a drawing tablet, is that right? Santa asked. Yep, and Phoebe has asked for a new gaming laptop, Arnold replied. A new gaming laptop, so I can play video games on there, Phoebe added. Since you both have been saving the world as police officers, how could I say no to those gifts? Santa said. Then he read Carlos and Dorothy Ann's letters to him. Ah, Dorothy Ann, I see that you've been asking for more science books. That's because I'm a scientist, and same with Carlos, Dorothy Ann replied. You could say we hit the books, Carlos snickered as he chuckled along with Santa and the rest of the class. I am sure you'll find these books very useful, Santa stated. Then he read Ralphie and Wanda's letter to him. So you, Wanda, would like school supplies since you are a teacher? Santa then read Ralphie and Wanda's letter to him. So you, Wanda, would like school supplies since you're a teacher? That's right, Santa, Wanda replied. And I'm a coach at Walkerville Elementary, and I would like a new coach shirt, Ralphie added. I'll be sure to have those for you too, Santa said. Then he read Keisha and Tim's letter. And you, Keisha, and Tim both want a PS5? That's right, Santa. We would also like a couple of games to go with it, Keisha stated. We've been wanting one since it was released, Tim added. And Santa, I would like some upgrades done on my magic school bus, Miss Frizzle butted in. Funny enough, we upgraded your bus, Miss Frizzle. Well, my elves did, as we know we read your mind on what you wanted. The head elf said. That's wonderful. We can't wait to see it, Carlos stated. Well, I better be off. I gotta leave in a bit to deliver Christmas presents, Santa said, as he got up from his office chair. It's close to Christmas Eve? Dorothy Ann asked. You're right, D.A. We better head back home and continue our Christmas party, Miss Frizzle answered, as they were led back to the front of Santa's workshop, where they saw that the magic school bus was upgraded with new features inside and outside the bus. Whoa, this bus is even more amazing than it was years ago, Arnold exclaimed. "There's some candy canes, and Merry Christmas," Santa said to Miss Frizzle and her old students. "Thanks, Santa, and Merry Christmas to you too," Miss Frizzle's old students said as they all headed inside the bus. "We'll see each other again, Santa," Miss Frizzle stated as she got on the bus and they flew off to the North Pole to head back to Arnold and Phoebe's farm. When everyone got back to Arnold and Phoebe's farm, they all headed inside the house to get everything changed and everyone changed in their pajamas. They had quite a quiet night, and everyone the next day, it was Christmas Eve, and they handed their gift exchange, and it was the day Arnold and Phoebe's friends all headed back to their homes. Once they headed home, Arnold and Phoebe spent the remainder of the day alone, and they also made passionate love together in the shower. The next morning was Christmas Day, and Arnold and Phoebe woke up to see presents, not just from each other and their families, but from Santa as well. Phoebe opened the first present was from Santa, and she got a new gaming laptop that she wanted. Arnold opened his first present from Santa as well, and he got a new drawing tablet that he wanted. Phoebe's father and her brothers came over, and they celebrated Christmas with them. Arnold and Phoebe had to admit that this is the best Christmas that they ever had in their entire lives. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, please stay pretty.